Now, when it comes to forgiving yourself, because we know sometimes we can't forgive ourselves because self-sacrifice, self-abandonment, shame, and embarrassment are hard emotions to actually process. Those are hard feelings to process. You have to extend some type of compassion to yourself because you are human and humans are imperfect and everybody has a human experience. If you extend the same compassion that you would to a friend to yourself and say that, you know what, I made a mistake. I am human. It's not the end of the world. I can find a lesson in this mistake and move forward, then you're a lot more willing to forgive yourself. And before you enter these relationships, when I say that, I guarantee if I ask the majority of you all in this room to give me 5 of your core values, you probably will not be able to. If I ask you to give me 5 strengths that you operate and leverage on a daily basis, you probably wouldn't be able to tell me that. But I guaranteed if I asked you 5 of your weaknesses, you'll be able to tell me all 5 weaknesses because you operate in those weaknesses. Make sure you know what your values are. Make sure you know what your strengths are. It is necessary for every single person to heal. I know some people say we don't need to heal. Oh, yes, you do. You may not have experienced trauma, but you've gone through some type of adverse events. And I guarantee whatever it is that you have experienced, you're going to take it into that next relationship and it's going to show up and it's going to manifest. And then you're not going to know what to do until you start sabotaging and that person walks away from you. So know who you are before you enter those spaces.
Can you blame the father if it's one of those situations where I told you I didn't want it?
Yes.
Why do I have to be a part of this when I said I didn't want it? And I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying that Debbie should have any type of grace at all. But what I am saying is, at what point does the woman take accountability and say, I signed up for this? I signed up for this. When he told me he didn't want it, I knew that it doesn't happen. But I know it doesn't happen, but it should, because when he said he didn't want it, I knew that it was going to be hard. I can't complain about it being hard.
Look, respectfully, I'm trying to take my opinion out of it. You just can't say, I don't want a child, then do the things that produce a child, and then be like, oh, that absolves me from responsibility and accountability. No, you can't do it.
Because the universe is one of balance. You will have to deal with your creator.
No, what I'm saying is, that's too late. I want you to deal with somebody right now. So, like, it's too late. We're not waiting for the creator on this one.
A lot of times, people want validation and entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like, women want to come together and have a these party. Men want to come together and have a these ain't party. It feels better than doing the work. It feels better than getting to know yourself and figuring out, hey, I've been out here going for women that ain't got nothing to do with me. It feels way better to get amongst your peers and feel like everything that you thought bad about the other party was correct, bro. Pointing your finger is easy, you feel me? So again, when we actually do sit down and just try to have a conversation, like he said, because it becomes about connotation. If somebody throws the word high value man out there, the connotation is negative, bro. It's terrible. But we know good and goddamn well a high value man is a real thing that we can have a discussion about.
It's a lot of work, but in all actuality, you make time for what you want to.
Right.
I've never met a man who I genuinely was interested in, and I wasn't willing to be like, hey, I can carve out this amount of time for you.
Exactly.
And the men who are extremely busy, whether they have their own business or whether they're just picking up a bunch of hours, if they really with you, they will make time for you.
They're going to make that drive. Definitely.
Exactly. So when people be complaining like, oh, well, I didn't see him in 2 weeks and he didn't call me in 2 weeks because he's so busy with work.
No,
that's not
busy.
real.
He don't like
You're not important to him. He really not with you like that because they're going to make time for what they want to.
So why is it that when a man does something and gets caught and you start questioning him, all of a sudden you're insecure?
For one, because we dead wrong, for one, and we don't need you calling us out on something that we both know is wrong, especially since you're gonna stay anyway. Right? We gotta establish that. There's too much of that going on.
He said that with big energy. He meant that.
It's way too much of that going on. Like you literally got women out here going through your phones, going through your social media, doing FBI detective work just to find some that they gonna stay over anyway. What's the point?
Yeah,
I might stay, but we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it every day, because you ain't gonna leave either.
I don't know how I do the shit. I'm true to this. True religion.